There's growing anger among police authorities across the West at government's plans to replace them with a single elected commissioner. There are claims this evening that this will bring politics into the police force and create conflicts with chief constables. Well, we're joined now by our Home Affairs correspondent, Steve Brody. Steve, you were at the police authority meeting today. Why are they so angry?
Indeed, it was the AGM of the Avon Somerset Police Authority meeting, and they were indeed, as you say, angry. There was unanimous opposition to the idea, which is very unusual. Politicians of all parties are concerned that it would put one man or one woman in sole control of a police force, rather like the American model.
It's a very dangerous idea. It's driven purely politically to allow politicisation of the police, and I think constitutionally that's a very, very unfortunate thing to happen. This country is built around an independent and a police force that acts impartially, and we're now going to see police driven under a political agenda. This mustn't happen in this country.
Just to correct myself, I did say it in a singular there. It won't just be one for the whole police force all over the country, so I'll just correct that. But what about the cost of this and how it'll happen, Steve?
Well, the cost is going to be enormous. It's actually, there's a bill going through Parliament at the moment, which may become law by September. The cost, for instance, today they set up what's called a transitory board, which will see one regime to the next. That's £180,000. The salary of an elected commissioner is £122,000. They will have their own staff, they'll have their own chief executive, their own treasurer. So a lot of money being spent. Now, as for elections, well, there'll be no local government elections in either Somerset or in Bristol next May, when all this is going to happen. So that means there'll have to be a special one just for the commissioner.
One of the reasons we're opposing it is that it's going to cost us £1 million, or possibly in excess of that, to have an election, because Somerset won't have any elections other than this one next year. So that's £1 million being wasted, as we would see it, on an election when we could be spending it on frontline services, which I'm sure is what the public want.
Well, of course, the government don't agree with any of those arguments. They say that directly elected commissioner is more democratic, and they will be able to hold chief constables to account. They'll have considerable powers. They'll be able to set a police force budget, things like that. So people are saying, the government is saying, well, this is a good thing. I have to say that despite all this opposition, the government are going to push it through. At the moment, it's being held up in the Lords, but the Commons will win in the end, and we're going to have a commissioner in charge of our police force by next May.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Steve.